Hey guys, we are here again with Bradley in our Sunday session we have from time to time, almost every second Sunday. And as always, we had a pre talk about different stuff, and we got so excited about things. So uh, like each time, and one of the things which I was thinking is I shared with Bradley is that one of our favorite topics is love. We talk about love. We are being love,
Mhm.
and we are always striving. I wasn't striving. We are always in a place where we want to expand love. I don't know. That came to mind to say. So we want to talk about a certain way of seeing love today. I shared with Bradley that I read a book called The Art of Loving by Eric Fromm, the famous psychoanalyst and also a philosopher. Uh, if you want to read the book, you can find it in Amazon everywhere. Also, I think you have it on Kindle as well, and also Audible. But I want to talk about three specific concepts, um, which I got really interested in the book, and I want to go a little bit deeper with you, Bradley. First of all, welcome and thank you for being again here.
Absolutely. Love it.
So generally, I'm gonna go straight with what I mean by the three concepts. So first of all, as love is a big part of my work. I would say the the pillar of my work, um, and also in my life. Um, this book just came from nowhere. I was just going in the some bookstore and just I found it and I said, "Wow, that's something interesting. I love love. Why is there love? I love you. Let's learn more about you." And I was saying that okay, I'm gonna read against something which normal, when I read about love, it's very conventional and stuff. But when I started reading this book, it was completely different. And this book is written like 1950 or something like that, like 70
Oh,
years
wow.
ago.
Mm.
Yeah. And the concepts inside are so contemporary, so
Mm.
about our the way we live life right now.
Mm.
So that's why I just okay, let's put it out there. Let's talk about it.
Mm.
And the first concept which I got there was a lot of people who are a little bit familiar with psychology and Freud, they know that Freud talks about that love is, for him, love is the libido. Like for Freud, in general, love comes from your sexual attraction to someone else, and that for him is the pure love, the real love, let's say.
Mm.
And love is important as long as you can release attention from that sexual attraction or sexual tension.
Mhm.
And that's why a lot of people started using this concept and actually still use that concept in the world.
Mhm.
And they see love like that. So that's why also they think that erotic love is the only type of love you have in the world. But what Eric Fromm did in his book is he turned around this and he explained that actually is the other way around. You sexual tension is just some kind of manifestation of your deeper love. That's what he says. So he says that for him, love is love is something way bigger. Love is something way more diverse, and love is actually your deep desire for connection and synthesis with people,
Mm.
and in within yourself. So I know that you know about these concepts and we've learned about them, but I want to just comment on that, just talk about it, just give me your thoughts around that, Bradley. And I'm going to tell Bradley doesn't know anything about that. These concepts,
Mm.
I just put it out there now, so put him on the spot. But that's
Yeah,
that's that's
that's
exciting.
right.
So yeah, so tell me
We're living
about
in
this.
living in the upside down. I love it.
Yes.
Mm. No, it's beautiful. Yeah, I don't believe I've heard of this book. But I love that. Yeah, it's so interesting. You mentioned the whole Freudian thing as you know, many of us subscribe to that still today, 2023, right? That's what love is. And if you're not feeling that towards somebody, then you're rejected. And My perspective is we're always love. That's all we are.
Mm,
That's anything else is created by the mind, and we give it meaning. Yet when we get out of the way of this, and when our heart comes to the foreground, we're just love, you know. And a lot of time, like just simple examples, when you're not in a rush, when you're slowing down in life, and say for example, you're going into a store and you see, you know, an elderly person,
mm,
and you just go to help them. You don't even, you're not thinking, you just do that. Why do we do that? It's because we're love. We don't think, it's not like we've been taught to do that. It's just we're present enough to realize, oh, and you just act from love. You know, that's just a small example, but like there's so many times in our life where we just live from love and we don't understand it and we take it for granted. It's like, oh, okay. But if you really think about, it, we do it all the time. Yet we get up here in this thing, and then we create all this meaning, and then we end up muting it and blocking what is truly innate. There's a beautiful story I've heard so many people share, and I'll give my sort of paraphrase of it. And that is, it's like, well, we have this really powerful, powerful gift that all humans have. Wow. But we need to hide it because it's too powerful. And I'm sure you know this story, but I'm going to share it for whoever's
yeah,
watching.
share it, of course.
And it's, well, where can we hide it? Well, we'll go to the highest mountain and we'll put it up there. Oh no, but some will eventually get there and they'll climb up and get it. Okay. Where can we hide it so that it's never found? Well, we'll put it in the depths of the sea. We'll go to the
Mm,
depths of the sea. You see, eventually someone's going to dive down and find that. Well, where can we hide it so that no one ever finds it? And then the wise man said, let's put it inside them. They'll never, ever think to look there.
I
And that's
love
the
it, man.
story. And it's like, and what is that? It's the power that we are, and it's in us. It's already in us. And just that realization can change your world. That, wow, okay. Yeah, you don't have to go to the highest mountain, to the depths of the sea. No, no, no. We're always going to get it. We need to get love. We need a better partner. We need better friends, or well, they're not serving me. And it was always external, where it's the whole time it's in here. It's always in here. That's my perspective.
I love you, man. I love you.
Mm.
I love you. Not only what you said, but you. So,
Yeah, and you as well.
yeah. So I just wanted to add on what you said that actually, first of all, we're talking about it, but also think about you guys. Think about you when you act towards someone or something. Ask yourself, is it coming from which perspective is coming that? Is it the love I want to really put out in the world or give in the world, or I'm trying to get something, you know?
Hmm.
Because this is very important. It's part with the second point I want to talk about, but also that
Mm.
it's some of these concepts are very subconsciously ingrained in us, so that we don't realize why we are acting in this way. So, for example, when we want to, you believe, if you believe deep inside that love, the only thing which might create some love for you is this sexual tension and the release of it. So to say, sex with a person who you really like, that would be your pure motivation all the time. But if you realize that this is the belief and you learn how to change it, then you're gonna start acting from a place of love, pure,
Mm.
real love, and you're gonna get the sex as well, but you're gonna get something way more.
Mm.
This
Oh, that's.
endless feeling of love, which is
Hmm.
the greatest power we have in the world. And
Mm.
now I'm going to say the second point, which is what he says in the book. And again, I'm saying this is 1950, not 2000, not
I know.
1950.
Awesome.
He says that in our contemporary society, the biggest problem is that because of the capitalism, we learn that everything we need to get equal amount of it. Everything we need to get put out there, we need to get something back. And The problem is when you have this type of thinking, it's not only about some kind of goods, but about everything you do in life. Because our brain likes to generalize. If this is like that, then the other thing is like that. And what he
Mm-hmm.
says is people in this society don't have the capacity to love because they see love as a transaction. So I'm going there, I
Yeah.
need to get love, so to give love. And if
Yeah.
I don't get what I want, I'm not giving love. And they see that as the right thing to do. And
Mm-hmm.
what he says is that actually we need to change our way of seeing giving. Because most of the people see giving as something you are giving and you are losing it. And
Mm-hmm.
what he says, and we know with you, is that when you give, you grow, you expand, you feel powerful, you feel you feel that actually you are getting way more just
Mm.
by the act of giving, right?
Absolutely.
So I want you to comment on that as well because I think
Mm.
honestly, man, I think this is the key takeaway from that book for me. I think
Mm-hmm.
if someone who is listening to that, everyone, just if you realize fully for that, and you change this mindset for yourself, everything will change. I totally
Mm-hmm.
believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Giving is receiving.
Tell us more about that. What do you mean
So
by
when
giving
you
is receiving?
give, you're all automatically receiving. As a perspective, like as an idea. People think I'm giving. No, I'm giving it away. So I don't have it anymore. But you're actually receiving when you give. My perspective is this: what you want more of, give more of it. If you want more love in your life, give more love. Be more loving. If you want more kindness in your life, be more kind. If you want more money in your life, give more money away. That's how it works. That's it. And so, in saying that, when you give, you're already receiving. Like, just go back for example. If you're if you see an elderly person in a grocery store and you go to help them, right? You're giving. They're receiving. Excuse me. But instantly you receive in that situation. There's no way you give and help this person and then walk away with nothing. No, you walk away, you're a little lighter in your step, you just feel a little bit better. You've instantly received. Now, when you're talking of, material things like money and things like that, you may not see how you are receiving, but you really are receiving at the same. It's all the same, but you will receive so much more when you're freely giving.
Yep.
That's from my experience and
Yeah.
from you know all the people that I've coached over the years and within my relationships in my life. It's we're conditioned to believe. Again, it's all meaning. It's all made up in here. Oh, I can't give it away because then I won't have it anymore. Well, what if you had it always and you never ever did not have it? What if you had that perspective? I coach people with millions of dollars and they don't feel like they have it. They're always trying to make more. So they don't have it. They may have it in their bank account, but they don't have it. And I've been with people that have very little, but they have it. And then they create more. And then when you come from that place of having, that is truly living your life. That is truly being in it, as opposed to always, like you say, going for the external. So give, and you will always receive, always. And you're receiving at that time. That's my perspective.
Yes.
Absolutely. We just don't see it because we're like, oh, well, we need to get it. And we're in the world of instant gratification, right? TikTok and all of the streaming devices that are out there now, it's like boom, hit, boom, got it, boom, got it. And I'm sure you talk about this in your coaching practice as well. It's not even really age related, even though younger people were brought up with this more than people my age. It's still affecting everyone as a whole. It's like, wow, if I want a quick fix. Like I was on the freeway the other day and I sat next to a lady and I just kind of looked over and I noticed, and she had her phone up on a stand while she was at the light and she was flipping through TikTok. And as she continued to drive through the light, she kept flicking through TikTok while she was driving. Like that's the hold that it has. And it's that instant gratification. Instant. Okay, instant. The brain is like, boom, dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Wow, light me up, right? And so when you're giving things in a traditional sense and you give someone money, you donate something, you will always receive that. But The world is a little noisier right now, and it's really important to go inward so you can actually realize it's happening, because it's still happening, but more and more people are not really realizing it because it's so noisy up here. And when it's noisy, it's like we're having a conversation in a construction zone, and we're like, we just, what? Can't hear you. What are you saying? It's just so noisy. We just can't hear. And as soon as we go into a space that has quiet, and then we talk, oh, got it. We slow down, we listen to each other, we receive, we give, we receive. So we need to get out of the construction zone and into a quiet space where we can fully feel and realize that we're giving and receiving.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, definitely I'm in that. And I just wanted to just add on what you said, that actually for me, when you learn how to love people without expecting first to be loved, actually you receive immediately the love because you create experience of love in your inside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Once we realize that actually the experience is created inside, no matter if the trigger is from the out or from the inside, the experience we feel is inside of us. So there is no difference between if someone loves us or we love someone or we love ourselves or someone else will love us. We always create the experience inside of this body. So then we receive the gratification immediately when we love.
Right.
When
And
we
it's
allow,
impossible.
when we allow
And
ourselves to
yeah,
love.
absolutely. And when you allow that, when you become that, when you are being that, it's impossible to be anything else. Therefore, you're going to receive it. If you're blessing people, if you're really in the state of love and offering love, it's impossible for you to feel anything else. Can I share a book real quick?
Yeah, of course,
And I
yeah.
think I may have talked about this before. This is an amazing book called The Gentle Art of Blessing by Pierre Pradervant. And another incredible book. And it speaks very well to what you just shared. And that is, when you are blessing people. So say someone really, say you're walking down the street, and every person you see, you send a silent blessing. And if you see them, like maybe you sort of discern that, okay, they're a little serious, you bless them in their joy and in their happiness and their peace. This is all inside. This is a beautiful exercise for anyone who's watching this. Just do this. It'll blow your mind. And it's just the power of what we're talking about. And then you see another person and they look really happy. You said you bless them. And you see another person and they look a little bit sad, and you bless them in their love and in their, and it's like a quick blessing. And the whole time you are totally receiving as you're giving this, and you can't be anything else. And you will walk down the street like this, with a glow around you, because you are being love. You're being it. It's actually that simple. We're out of our heads. We're just literally blessing everyone, just as an experiment, as a game. It's just a game. Play. And you will be exactly what you shared. You will just be love. You can't be anything else. And then you can do the opposite. You can go down and you can judge every person. Oh, wow, look at that person. Look at the pants that person's got on.
A lot of people were doing that very well.
Yeah. So if you want more judgment in your life, do that.
Yeah.
Right? If you want more judgment in your life, be more judgmental. If you
Absolutely.
want more hate in your life, be more hateful. And it's so interesting to create that distinction here, because we always talk about all the good stuff, but really I think people can really latch onto that, right? If you want more jealousy in your life, be more jealous.
Absolutely.
Because we all do it. We all do it. That's how we're raised. If you want more separation in your life, separate yourself more. Guaranteed you will get it. So why not flip it? If you want more kindness in your life, if you want more peace in your life, be more peaceful. If you want more love in your life, give more love.
And sometimes the love can be different ways. So I just wanted to share that, man, because the next topic we have here is exactly about that.
I love you, man. I love how you're always thinking of the segues. It's great. And just so if anyone's watching, whoever's watching this, like I have no idea what's happening here, because this is all off the cuff. So it's great. But you're still on point. Okay, how do I segue into this? I love it.
and yeah, because exactly it's connected to what we're gonna say about it. People think when we say you love, It's only about this soft motherly love we have towards ourselves or other people. But sometimes we have tough love. And this tough love is important to have in order to create something. And I love this part of what he says is that, for example, uh, Fromm says that there are two types of love. The first one is the motherly love, which is protective, unconditional. There is no any, there are not any conditions to have this love. You just have it because you are born from this person,
Mm-hmm.
and you are, and in a way, entitled to this love. So it's motherly love, it's protection, is you feel secure, you feel safe there, everything. And this is great to have. But there is this different type of love, which is fatherly love. And the fatherly love, he says, is the love which is conditional in a way. So conditional in a way that he says that the role of the father or the masculine part of the fatherly love, because I don't want to put it as a father or mother or something, but just this type of
Well, I think it's
more
important to
direction.
give context that this was written in the 1950s as well.
Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's important to know. And what he says there, which actually for me was, yeah, sounds interesting, is that the fatherly love is more connected to the for the father to help you learn how to actually thrive in life, how to do things, how to create things, how to be disciplined, how to put goals, um, how to really deal with the things which are coming in life and all of these things. So his position is that if the mother loves you unconditionally, she's giving you this safe and security inside. And if the father learns how to put you appropriate conditions for his love, which is not connected to just, I wanted to share that he says that in the book also. It's not that he's gonna beat you or yell at you or make you feel
Mm-hmm.
like a shit or something like that. No, it's not
Mm-hmm.
that the idea. But with persistence and with patience, continuous persistence and patience help you actually learn how to create the right skills in life so that you can create a good life for yourself. So that's
Mm.
his point, and it was really interesting for me to listen to that because for me, at least, made sense because I see this type that there is some difference there, but both laws are important for every single one of us in order to have conversation before that with you that you have the feeling of security, but also you have this zest to create and to really achieve in this lifetime.
Mm.
What do you think about it?
Hmm. Hmm. For me, what's coming up when by first hearing that, it's interesting. There's an instant resistance to any kind of condition that's put on love. For me, I
Mm,
believe I believe the concept as an idea. What I would do from my perspective is replace the condition on the love, and you unconditionally love and guide.
mm,
Because as soon as you put conditions on things, you're not in love anymore because it's conditional.
mm,
And love is unconditional. I am unconditional love. You are unconditional love. So then we get the mind involved. Sure, we may want to, people will people will say to me sometimes, but how do I get what I want to be? And how do I do this? And one thing for me is you can never outdo who you're being, right? And so if we teach our children to really understand that they are that and they're beautiful, perfect, just as they are, they will have the answers that they need. We will guide them. If we're coming from the same place as parents, then we will guide them in the same direction. But otherwise, we will just guide them in the direction that we feel is best for them. But who knows if that's best for them? You know, like how many times have you seen it? Okay, great. Well, you should be a doctor. So we're all doctors, and I'm going to put conditions on this and I'm going to guide you towards being that, right? That's a condition. Whereas if you're unconditionally and you really listen to your children and you really see what lights them up and you lovingly guide them towards that and create that as a possibility for them, as opposed to saying, this is not possible for you. No one makes a living doing this. You need to make a living. You need, like, again, it's all of the parent stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I believe when we approach that, if we grow ourselves, then we'll always grow those around us. And so when you're approaching it as unconditional love that you know you are, and you see the beautiful in them, like you're looking at the light bulb and not the lampshade, you're focusing on the inside, and then you really unconditionally love that, I mean, you will create miracles.
Absolutely,
That's my
man. So
perspective.
I would say that I totally agree with what you shared. I would just add something which I feel that's important here.
Mm,
I believe that, for example, I'm just recalling my childhood, for example. If I wanted sometimes to play with when I got like 6, 7, and also he wrote that in the book, you just want to start having someone who is going to guide your life, like you said, your mentor, you could say.
mm,
And normally children, especially men, they want their father to be this person. And I think what he called conditions is actually lessons, maybe, or wisdom, which this person can give the child, so the child knows how to actually learn to thrive in this life. Because I totally agree with the unconditional part of love, and I definitely believe that love is unconditional in general. That's love. It- Here we can talk about concepts. What is love? What is not love? But it's a big discussion about that because love is a concept which people use it for
mm,
different things. But what I would say here is that for me, if the so-called, like the so-called set conditions, from set conditions, but for me, if this wisdom is coming from a place of, again, unconditional love, because I know that my child, if I give this the wisdom of this child and the child follows it, and it's gonna be really great for him or
mhm,
her to
mhm.
have a life where he's gonna be fulfilled and also have lots of contribution to the world. I definitely am with that
Yeah, I
because
hear.
because
Yep.
because yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that exactly. It's, again, it's the source of where that's coming from. The wisdom, if it's coming from unconditional, and if it's shared in the framework of empowering the child, then yeah, you got it. Right? That's it.
Yeah,
It's
I totally
empowering the
get to that.
child. Now, yeah,
Yeah,
to create that distinction as parents, obviously there are boundaries, and you don't want your children putting their hands on the stove. They don't want your parent. You don't want to. So you do guide them, but it's, again, it's who is the being doing the guiding? Is it out of
yes,
fear? Are you being fearful, or are you being loving? That's really the only
exactly.
question you need to ask as a parent, from my
Yeah,
perspective.
and sometimes love might come. That's just I'm gonna say that something because we get around half an hour again, which is great because we had a great conversation.
Hmm.
But sometimes
Holy man.
love might look as not love. Sometimes fear can look as love. What I mean by that is
Yeah.
sometimes you might be super loving towards. You have children,
Hmm.
Bradley, and they definitely can say more. I still don't have, but I imagine it like that. If you love someone, you can just be angry and act in a way angry towards your child or
Hmm.
your mentee. But this is coming from a place of love because you know that this is the way right now. This is going to be understood in the right way from the child if you act like that. But sometimes you might be fearful that your child wouldn't like you if you yell at
Totally.
them, and
Totally.
then you do nothing, and that's not love.
No.
That's selfish.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting? I would love to share this, because I want people to really understand that, you know, like, this is where we're at now in our lives. It wasn't always like this. My children are grown now. They're teenagers, almost young adults. And when they were young, I didn't share this perspective. So I parented from fear. I parented based on how I was parented. And the reason I share that is it's never too late to become that. And once you realize that that's who you are, then you just, like, this is the only moment we have right now that exists, is right now. That's happening with you and I. And then we will sign off and it'll be the next moment. And so that realization, because a lot of people, wow, it's too late now. No, no, it's never too late. It's never too late, ever.
Totally agree, man. Thank you for being
Yeah.
here. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you for your presence always shines, man. I love it,
Yeah.
and I love that. I'm sure that people will get so much from that as well. So, guys, we're gonna come
Mm.
back again. As
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we are coming unexpectedly. It's a surprise, and I love that because
Yeah. No, I
you
love
don't
it.
expect it.
I
Get
love
it?
it.
Yeah.
It's interesting for anyone that's watching. Like Dimi and I would talk, and I know we've talked about this before. And then Dimi had the great creation of, okay, well, why don't we just go live with this? And then the first couple lives, we sort of thought what we would do, and now today we just went. And this is our conversations. This is what we talk about. So this is exactly the intent. Is to, okay, this is what we talk about, and I just, there's so much value in there based on all the value that we've gained over the years. And would just love to create conversations with anyone who sees this to
Yes.
continue this. That's the whole point, because you and I are just wanting to share, because we figure what we're talking about is so important. So let's share it. And so that's why we do it. And again, there's no script. We're just creating off of the cuff.
It's all.
And that's where the joy comes, and that's where the joy and the beauty and all of the stuff comes in. So beautiful.
Yeah.
We're not in here. We're in
No.
here.
We invite you to that conversations every time, guys. Even if it's just listening to us, because you are part of the conversation when you listen with these lives. But if you want sometimes to just be part of it, you can always contact me and Bradley, and we can have conversations, because we would love being in this type of conversations, helping people go deeper with love, with being, and also with doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And even comments, if anyone sees, just please comment, just if you feel like it. Oh, what about this? Or I'd love to hear different perspectives, because again, they're ideas or perspectives, and we're always, learning. And that's how we learn, through conversation. So beautiful. Awesome.
Thank you, man. Have
Thank
a
you.
lovely Sunday, and
Yeah, you too.
talk to you soon, man. Bye.
Okay, brother. See ya.